And I'm going to show you the trick to a great key lime pie. When you think about pie, you think about a nice, tasty crust. And a graham cracker crust is a great way, quick way, to make a nice pie crust for a cream pie. Today I'm making a key lime pie. I like to make mine with cream cheese. So to begin with, we're going to process the graham crackers. And my graham crackers are cinnamon graham crackers. Okay, so traditional graham crackers crust calls for sugar and butter. Every time I do that, it seems like it's too sweet for me, so I always want to put in something salty. So I'll grab a handful or so of some just pretzels. Plain pretzels. It breaks up the salty, it breaks up the sweetness and adds a little bit of salt to it. And I am a sweet lover. I just absolutely love sweets. My daughter's the same way. Okay, so the next process in a really good graham cracker crust is too much butter. Too much. I've seen recipes call for 3 tablespoons. Some call for 6. I go ahead and do 8, which is about a half a stick. Or a whole stick, I'm sorry, it's a whole stick. So I do extra butter. That way it just comes together in your pan better. It bakes better. It holds its form better when it comes out of the ice box. Okay. Quick stir, stir. Get it off the sides. Okay. Give it one more quick whoop. What you're trying to do here is get it off the bottom, because it will have some on the sides on the bottom that didn't get quite incorporated. So you're trying to kind of get that off the bottom. Okay. And it's looking fantastic. I'll show you. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get too much graham cracker crust in the bottom. You want to get a nice ratio. So you will have some left over in your machine. I lost the word. Okay. All right. I use a measuring cup. Point it all down here so you can see better. I use a measuring cup. What I do is I squash it up to the sides. I hold my finger to the sides so the crust doesn't come out the top. And I just squash around and try to squash some up the sides when I squash around. You can see little flecks of pretzels in there, and that's what you want, little flecks of pretzels. Oh, it's going to be so good. So good. Okay, so just kind of continue pressing a good amount of pressure. You're trying to flatten the bottom out a little bit. If you see one side has more crust, go ahead and pinch some off and take it to the other side. Press, press, press. You see that's forming a nice crust up the side? Okay, okay, now press press the middle. Press, press, press. Okay, so what you've got here is a beautiful crust. I'm going to bake this for 10 to 15 minutes in the oven. Alright, I had to change shirts. It got kind of messy. Hoping I don't get nothing else on it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to combine our pie ingredients while the crust is cooking in the oven. First, I take a dill of cream cheese. Now, every recipe that you use that has cream cheese will say room temperature. Well, I did a little cheeky secret. I usually defrost it, and I defrosted it with my soften melt button on my microwave. And then if it gets kind of chilly again, I just zinc it for lock. And nuke it for a few seconds. Okay, because what you're going to want is a nice, creamy, no lumpy kind of deal. Alright, so when it's no lumpy, pretty creamy, you go ahead and glob it in your mixer. I use that whisk attachment for this. And this is a very nice pie. It's quick. I like making pies with cream cheese. So here we go. We're going to whip it until it's fluffy. Get all that goodness out. Every bite counts. Oh, serious, I don't want to waste none of this. So, that's 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Alright, next I have separated some egg yolks and egg whites. Discard the egg whites to the side. Don't use them. Then you add your egg yolks in here. Scrape the rest of that off on the beater. And whip that till it's a little fluffy. It's going to start to thicken up, and that's when you know you've got something. Okay. Now the other day I had a bunch of limes, and we juiced them. I had like 40 pounds of limes. So I got a really nice jar of fresh squeezed lime juice. Now, the recipe calls for a half a cup. If you don't like that much lime, you can cut the amount of lime down to 1/3 of a cup. You can zest the lime and put it in here. I just normally don't because I like a nice smooth pie. And this is a really tart, it's kind of a tart pie. It's sweet, but it's got a kick in the back of your jaw right there. It's got a little kick. And just incorporate this. Oh, it's gonna be so good, y'all. Gonna be good. Mama Lena cooks. Crazy, I know. It's okay. Handle it. That's what she looks like. Not really stiff, kind of just formed together. Not runny, formed together. That's what you want. Okay, I'm gonna come back on here when I get my pie ready, my pie crust. My pie crust just came out of the oven, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here on this wire rack to cool. Do not put this mixture into this pie crust when it is still hot. You want this to cool completely to room temperature. That's why this wire rack is so good. Now, if you don't have one of these racks that come out of a roaster pan, you can usually use the one that comes out of those round grills or the square grills or whatever. You know, you retire your grills out and you always have these metal racks in the grill. Well, save them because you can use them to cool off your pies, and that is a good use for them. Also, those egg whites, I usually cook them for my dog. And I'll just stick them in here for about a minute and check on it. And if it's cooked good, if it's a little runny or watery, I'll go ahead and cook it a little bit longer and give it to my puppy dog when it cools. I'm impatient, so I went ahead and put my crust in the freezer so it can scoot along. I'm going to give this just a little whip, okay, just in case it started to set up. You want it to form in the pan nicely. You want it to pour. I pour straight to the middle. You may not use all of your pie filling, and that's okay if you don't. I'll show you what to do if you don't. Grab a fancy cup. Some of them crust. A little bit. Not too much. Like that. Okay. Back over here. Okay. Oh, dadgummit. Oh, that's okay. I'm a messy cook. That's okay. And top it off with some more. Now you can make probably several of these. I just made one honking one because that's what I like to eat, a honking one. All right. Now, where is my limes at? Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to clean up a tad bit. Okay, I'm going to put this pie. See, I overfilled it, look. I kind of overfilled, I don't know if you can see it. I kind of overfilled it. You really want to be able to see the pie crust. Okay, so you don't want to overfill it. It looks much, much prettier. It looks much, much prettier when you can see a little bit of crust all around the edges. So try not to overfill it. Okay, so I just learned about how to do stabilized whipped topping. So I don't have any whipped cream liquid. So what I'm going to do is, wish me luck. We're gonna make it work. Show are. Okay. We hope. This may be one of those Marlena fails. Okay, this is ideal. So it's 1 cup. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Oh, sorry. Okay, confectioner's sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. Okay, so there's several different ways to do it. Hang on, let me get my stuff. I thought about using the kind of like the egg whites. Oh, that's still frost this a little bit. My puppy's eggs. There's some eggs. There's some eggs. My puppy's eggs. And that's her eggs. And that's her mama. Yes, her does. Yes, her does. Alright, so we're going to do this. We don't know what it's going to do right or not. But we're going to try. Okay, don't go all the heck on me. Okay, so it says 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, a cup of whipped cream. Okay, now, defrost, baby, defrost. It said to defrost. It said to defrost, and it's going to defrost this perfectly. Okay, 3 tablespoons. You guys, I've been eating some of that lime pie like a lot. It's so sweet. I don't think I had 2 pretty good sized pieces, so and a little goofy. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Woo! I was going right on like I was singing, and my daughter, she thinks I'm crazy. It's fine. We got a sugar high going on. It's okay. Woo. It's okay. So I'm defrosting this whipped cream because I put it in the freezer. Okay, and I like to keep a couple of tubs of it up there because my sweet tooth is mince. When I want something sweet, I want it now. And right now, I've been liking a lot of those cream pies, like lemon cream pie, lime cream pie. What else to do? Pineapple cream pie. Look. Let's have some. Nope, not yet. Maybe I should take out what is defrosted, so I don't over defrost. Okay, you know what I mean? Because you got some that is defrosted and some that isn't. So I don't want to over defrost stuff. Okay. I'm not making this pie for myself, so it's not going to be made with love, you know what I mean? Licking on it and stuff. I'm going to be licking on it and stuff. But if I made it for my house, it probably would be made with some love. I'm goofy. I know it. I can't help it some days. I'm just like this. Bear with me. Bear with me. It's not exactly all defrosted, but I think it'll be perfectly fine. Okay. Shoot. What's we going to do now? tablespoons of confectioner sugar. One, two, three. Have a cake decorating bag. I thought I had a. No, I don't. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna make one. How about that? I'm not wasting a big bag either. How about this? Let me grab my pop. It's pie. 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 Okay. That's right. It is fun to have fun in the kitchen. It is fun to be silly. And if you can't be silly, what are you doing? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna put this stabilized whipped cream in a bag. In a bag. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. I just want to try to make this tie as pretty as possible. Yeah, no? Because it's for my friend. And I like her. She's my friend. She likes my pies. And she likes my jelly. So I'm silly. Make a little hole. Don't get the little plastic thing in the deal. I'm trying to make little poofs on it, okay? Little poofs. Some of my poofs are not as fat as the other ones. That's okay. This is my first poofy pie. I'm just going to go over and fill them a little bit more with the poofiness. Okay. Sit up. Okay. How should that go, like this in there? Like that. is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, so pretty. I just can't get over how pretty this is. Okay, so got some of this leftover pie crust stuff. And let me beat it a little bit because it kind of coagulated a tad. You don't want coagulations on your stuff. Okay. That's pretty hard. It's okay. It's pretty hard. Okay. Maybe I should defrost it. Warm it up just a tad. Oh, it worked. It worked. It worked. It did work. How about that? Now, I don't know. I really hope I'm not messing stuff up. But I'm going to go ahead and put this right there in the middle. I don't know if you can see it very well. Come on up here. I'm kind of just going to put that in the middle. Make it kind of pretty. Ta-da. That is my masterpiece. I have a piece that I did a little bit differently here. You can get my bag of smoosh. I put 2 limes at the back, kind of like a heart. So you kind of do this for Valentine's Day. If you want to put a schmoo front on top, you could even add a couple little. Get you down here so you can see that. You see that? Oh, don't see it too good. Don't see that too good. Do not see that too good. Okay, so now this one here, mine. What I did was I used lime zest in this one, and then what I did was I put some of the pulp that I had in it. I put like a teaspoon of pulp because after I had finished juicing all the limes, I chopped up the peels and I put them in my garden, and then the pulp that I had left over, I arranged it around my dehydrator, and I dehydrated it for about a day on 135, so it was real good and dry and powdery. Let me show you that. There we go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, here it is. So my battery is running very low. Very low, very low. Okay, let me stop it. Silly. Okay, so it made about 1/4 gallon of pulp. Now I'm going to use it to make soap, but I mean it's food grade. I didn't mess, with it or anything. So I put a teaspoon of that in my pie because I like it a tad bit tart. Mmm, that's so good. Mmm. You gotta make the pie. That's good, baby. That's good. I wonder how silly I'm gonna be after that piece. Thanks for cooking with me. You can cook. You can do it. It's so easy. Just follow the little steps. Have a great one.